Yo, what's going on? So let's talk about shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome is basically where you find a new strategy, a new business model, a new idea, and you are currently doing something that actually still works, but you get too excited and you jump ship to a new idea, right? This happens to me, this happens to everyone because whenever people get in like, for example, when I was new into business, I started off, doing Amazon FBA. And then when I was having struggles, I was like, should I jump into drop shipping? Should I do drop shipping? And I, boom, went to drop shipping when I could have just stayed in FBA. I already learned so much information from that business failure that I had at FBA. I could use that to my advantage and see what I did wrong, maybe find a mentor, pay them, and figure out how to make it work. But no, I jumped into a new business model, right? So now I'm starting off from square zero again. See, that's the thing about shiny object syndrome. It's so deadly because it's everything is working, and then, or even if it's not working, the time you put in still is valuable, and you don't want to waste that time that you had putting into that business, right? Because now you've done all this work, and now you're starting from scratch in a completely new business model, right? And that is a disaster waiting to happen. I fall for it. We all fall for it because it's exciting. Whenever we are starting something new, we like the idea of starting something new. And it doesn't even have to be, it doesn't even have to be a like new business. It could just be a new way of acquiring customers. For example, in my business model right now, I acquired 95% of our customers basically through Instagram DM setting, right? Instagram DM setting, very typical. If you guys know, basically I run an ad, a follower ad to my Instagram account. I create content on Instagram, and then I have a call to action DM saying to DM me a certain keyword. And once they DM that certain keyword, then I message them, right? So these leads are already pretty warm. Or we also send cold messages out to new followers or people who like my posts, etc., right? That was actually printing, and that was actually what got me to my first 30K month. And then all of a sudden, I get excited, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, let's do a VSL ad, right? Let's shut this down and do a VSL ad because VSL sounds like it's working. Other people it's working for other people. So boom, I do that. I get a lot of booked calls on that, but it wasn't as profitable as the Instagram DM ad. So I'm like, wait a minute, I was doing all this work. I did this Instagram DM ad, and still that was working, but then I switched to the VSL and it didn't work. Why did I switch? I switched for no particular reason. I could have just increased my inputs. And I just had a meeting with my mentor, and he was saying, yeah, the main issue is you're not increasing your inputs. You're changing your inputs, right? The inputs before was I had my appointment set, or I had my ads running, and I ran the ad. It's very simple. But now I'm doing something completely different. And when you're doing stuff that's completely different, now you're starting from square zero again, right? And that is a huge, huge, huge mistake that I made. And I'm still making this mistake right now in our business because it's like we're doing a lot. We tested a lot of different things. We tested like an auto webinar, that was garbage. We tested out doing webinars, like a live webinar. It was profitable technically, this one that we had, but we did another webinar. It was completely unprofitable, zero sales, right? And I'm like, damn, this is garbage, right? So another thing is like we not seeing it through, right? Like all of these strategies work, whether you're doing a VSL ad, webinar, challenge, Instagram DM setting, they all kind of work. But the idea is, if you want to like, if you want to increase your sales, all you have to do is increase your inputs, which is either increasing your ad spend, increasing the number of DMs you're getting, which is going to be from increasing your ads, increasing your outbound messaging, just doing everything, creating more content, doing everything that increases what's already working. And that's one big error that a lot of us entrepreneurs make, and that, especially in the info product space, because there's so many people doing different things. You're like, oh, I should jump into that. I should jump into that. When in reality, you should just stick to what works. Just stick to what works. If it's working for you, why are we changing the strategy? Why are we doing something completely different? And it's not the same? Why? You're like, oh, I want to do it because you get the idea that it's going to make you more money, when it's the complete opposite. It's actually going to waste your time and can lose your money. So that's something I'm really wrestling right now, is should I go with the VSL, run with that, or should I just stick with the Instagram DM? It's really painful, but I mean, the direct call funnel, that definitely does work for sure. I just got to find a way to make it work. And I'm probably going to hire another marketing person just to help out with that. But yeah, the shiny object syndrome. That's the reason why I failed at business. Really, I should have just stuck with Amazon FBA. Been doing if I did Amazon FBA for the past 10 years, and I hired people to help me, and I did all this stuff, I'm guaranteed I'd make it work. Like, very low chance that I do Amazon FBA and I make zero money. If that were to happen, that's actually a disaster. But I didn't do that. I switched from business model to business model to business model to business model, and I ended up being a jack of all trades of business of online businesses to the point where I never made any substantial money. In fact, I wasn't even making much, and I got to the point where I was so frustrated to the point where you know what you're doing is incorrect. Switching business models is wrong, but you still do it. It's like you can't stop yourself, because I'll be honest, when you're not successful, it's hard to not want to jump ship. I get it. I feel you guys' pain if you guys are new. It's really difficult to not want to switch business models and jump ship whenever stuff is not working. But you have to see it through. See it through. One thing with me is with my YouTube channel, and YouTube, by the way, is the best business model. It's by far the best. I mean, the best acquisition channel, right? So if you are looking to start a business or whatever, you gotta create a business channel or personal brand yourself, because it is invaluable. I mean, I get so many opportunities just from my YouTube. Not this YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel, but there's a lot of opportunities you're missing out on by not being on YouTube. So it's something that you guys should look into, and something that you guys should do. But all I'm trying to say is, with the YouTube channel, I was actually about to give up as well. I was literally about to give up. I was like, this is not working. This is not working. I'm not getting any views. And then I remember I was in Mexico, and I remember I put like a calendar link on my YouTube, all my YouTube videos, and I got an email. Keep in mind, I didn't have like YouTube notifications at the time because I didn't want to even see it, because it just pissed me off that I wasn't getting any views. And then I ended up with just like in Mexico, I got an email saying it was a calendar link and someone booked a call, and I was like, wait a minute, someone booked a call? Like, that means that I'm getting views. I went to my channel. One of my videos has like 200 views. I was like, whoa, this is nuts. Like, this is actually amazing. And then at that point, it was like, it started to just grow and grow and grow. But really, I was literally about to give up if it wasn't for that person that booked the call right there. And I would have been in this endless cycle again and again and again, so just stick it through. Just stick it through. It may take, here's the thing, and that's really frustrating, that it takes longer for others, right? Some people, they get lucky, they find their success early, and that's how, I mean, if you find success early, it's going to motivate you to succeed even more. But sometimes it's hard to find that success early. I'll be honest. I wasn't the lucky one that got an early success. It took me a while, and I got to the point where I literally just gave up on business because of that. But stick it through. Some people have it easier than others. That's just how life is. But everything's a grind at the end of the day. So literally show up every day, do the same inputs, right? Follow a strategy that is proven to work, and you've seen other people do it that actually is proven, and it's not some BS strategy that someone taught from 10 years ago. Because you got to remember, the game changes every like 3 years or even 2 years. So you always got to be ahead of the curve, and you got to find the next best way to make money online. Or not the next best strategy to acquire customers. Really, as a business owner, your main goal is to acquire customers anyway. So you gotta look for the next best strategy to acquire new customers, whether that's whatever channel that is, right? So, but YouTube is always gonna be great because it's long form. It's the only long form channel. So you should always grow YouTube no matter what. But when it comes to ads and all that stuff, that is always constantly changing. So you always got to be up to date on that and marketing. So that's kind of how it is with shiny object syndrome. It's going to be it's literally going to be the antidote to your business if you actually do switch business models every couple of years or every couple of days or every couple of months, right? That was me. I literally did every business model, and that is a recipe for disaster. If there was one thing to destroy a business, it would be that. Have the same inputs, whatever business model you're in, but if you're in the info product space, stick to this for the next 3 years and don't even change whatever you're doing. And just make sure you're doing a proven system that actually works and is actually making people money, and stick to that. Ideally, you want to do something that you already have an advantage in. The reason I did network engineering bootcamp was because I already have an advantage in this, because I am a network engineer and I've been working as one for 4 years, and I have a lot of experience in the industry, and a lot of people kept asking me for help on how to do it. So it was easy. It was natural for me to make content on it, and for me to sell it was easy because I remember I was doing free calls, and some guy was like, "Hey, how much are you gonna how much do you need me to pay you?" And I was just like, wait a minute, I should be charging for this. And that's kind of where it started to grow. So that's everything right there in a nutshell, guys. It's that simple. That's how you grow your business. It's about keeping the same inputs and not changing the inputs. So I'm about to get some Chick-fil-A. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.